So Dwane, we're back for our next installment on some of the Inflation Reduction Act, Medicare disruption, all the things going on in the Medicare industry right now. So welcome back. I've got Dwane McFerrin here, Senior Vice President of Medicare Solutions for SMS. Dan Trumbley, Director of Communications and Creative Services. So good to see you again, Dwane.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. You know, there's a lot of drama, and this story is not finished on the CMS final rule, plus the complications that come with the Inflation Reduction Act. So today we'll cover those in a little more detail, and hopefully everyone learns something new. Most importantly is, how do I plan for the future?
Yeah, and so the topic today we're going to take a little bit deeper dive in is the Inflation Reduction Act. We touched on it on a prior video, but it was only about 5 minutes, and we just kind of gave a high level. But today we kind of want to go into some of the nuances, a little bit more detail, give agents hopefully some answers to a lot of questions that they probably have. So I guess the first question I have is, what is the Inflation Reduction Act, and why is it so important right now?
Well, it's a $750 billion bill, so it doesn't sound like it's reducing inflation at all. It sounds like it's contributing to the inflation that we have as a country. And it's one of those omnibus bills where they throw a lot of things into it. So you maybe have a smaller bill that doesn't get approved on its own merit, but it might get linked to a bill like this. So a lot of this Inflation Reduction Act is related to climate change, which is kind of a stretch to tie that back to reducing inflation. So most bills in Congress, they get a flowery name to make it sound good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's fully descriptive of what it does. One of the implications of the bill was really about trying to reduce the cost of prescription drugs to seniors. And who could argue with that as a goal, right? It's something that everyone that's a senior would be concerned about. And so there are provisions that would curb the out-of-pocket costs. But like anything, there's always unintended consequences. And what we'll talk about today is, what are those unintended consequences, and how is an agent going to need to be prepared to educate and communicate? Because it sounds great. It'll make great television. There'll be announcements on how we negotiated drug prices, and we put a cap on your out-of-pocket, and we made insulin more affordable for those that are affected. But in the end, someone else is going to pay the price. And that's where the agent comes in, is we need to educate, but not scare seniors. But there are some unintended consequences that's ultimately going to affect about 39 million, seniors that are on prescription drug plans, and over 50 million that are part of some kind of a Medicare Advantage plan. So it's a change for sure.